This is a nightmare. I'm in misery. And I don't have to be in misery. I have a son. He's 7 years old. I have been in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for like 2 years. Which time I was in the hospital, Amanda's mother, Amanda Rakestraw's mother, my son's grandmother, called her attorney and hired them and filed a restraining order on me while I was in the hospital. And I was in the hospital during the hearing to be able to tell the judge that I've been in the hospital. And there's absolutely zero reason to have a restraining order against me on my own son. That's insanity. That's disgusting. There's just no reason for this. It's because Teddy Rakestraw decided to call her attorney and file a restraining order while I was in the hospital and on me. And after I get out of the hospital, I'm trying to see my son, and I go to the police, and they will have nothing to do with me. I'm in the middle of a court process to see my son to modify the restraining order so I can tell them I was in the hospital in front of the judge so I can have visitation with my son, and the police will have nothing to do with me. I just want them to find Amanda and give her the paperwork to show up to court for family court. It's family court. They should be enforcing parental kidnapping laws. They're not enforcing anything. It's a disaster. I'm suffering. I need to see my son. I have a follower. I'm a pastor. I have a follower. I started a church a couple weeks ago, and now I have a follower who asked me to be his pastor, and I'm doing sermons on Facebook, and I don't have my son, and I go to the police and tell them he's been missing for 2 years, and they just tell me because I have a restraining order. I was in the hospital when I got the restraining order. I was in the hospital when there was a hearing for the restraining order. I haven't been able to be in front of a judge. And I'm trying to bring Amanda in front of a judge so we can establish visitation with my son. I haven't seen my son in 2 years. I'm going insane. And you won't do anything to help me. You don't even want to hear my story. This is insanity. Can you please help me get my son? I'm writing letters. I started a Finding Bryson campaign. It's time for me to see my son. And I'm not going away. I have a restraining order on me when I was in the hospital and I couldn't show up for the hearing. And I'm going to go picket outside of their businesses and mail all their associates and their neighbors Finding Bryson packets. And I'm just not going to go away. This is not going to happen. I need to see my son. It's in the Constitution. I printed up the Constitution and I'll send you a copy.